like 1 or 2 minutes after 4 o'clock. We're going to get started. If that's okay with you, Alex, you here?
I am here.
All right, so I'm going to push a couple of buttons over here. First, we'll start recording.
This conference is being recorded.
Okay, so for those people unfamiliar with my voice, my name is Peter Mingles. It's around 4:01 or 4:02 on July 30th. Could you imagine? 7 months already out of this year we call 2012 for most people here in the U.S. or North America. I mean, it's like, where did the time go? It's almost like somebody is ripping the calendar sheets off of the calendar. We do this call as a training call, so we do certain things all the time, and I just want to do a few things relative to housekeeping, and then we're going to open this up for Alex. We'll do some questions. I'll have some stuff for you as well. We'll cover red carpet event, any special announcements that Alex wants to cover as well. We will do questions, and you definitely want to have a pen and paper handy. So I know many of you are coming in from wireless phones. If you're coming in on a wireless phone and you're driving, make sure you keep both hands on the wheel. Don't try to be writing stuff down. These calls are recorded. They'll eventually be put up in the Zeek training, and you'll have access to a lot of stuff moving forward as we come off of the implementation of some of the things you've heard or you will hear from red carpet events. But let's kind of get started here. First, for all the new people here, I playfully say many times management philosophy is life is like a pizza. So if you draw, like everybody makes or takes a slice, if you draw a big circle on your piece of paper, if you can draw, I would ask you, questions, by the way, itch the brain. I would ask you, how many new people in an unbelievably growing company like yours would you expect on this call? And the answer would be, I don't know what slice of the people on this call, but we will pack out this call. I really think by the time we're finished, we have over 800, we have over 900 people on this call right now. We can pack this call out in the next couple of minutes. So the reality is how many of those people are brand new? Some of them are, or some of them may be tomorrow as well. We do this every Monday through Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We record the calls, and then Alex is going to walk through the format as far as uploading them. And once they're uploaded, you'll be able to listen to them offline. So if 4 o'clock is inconvenient for you, that'll be okay. But for the newer people on the call, when you have 900 people or more that are dialing in all within approximately 10 or 20 minutes before this call, and you understand that, your phone microphone works, so we'll pick up all the background noise that everyone else might have on this call. I playfully say, if you can hear it, we can hear it. So if there's a phone ringing in the background, if you're working from home and the kids are screaming, by the way, where else would you rather be? We love it when you're working from home and the kids are screaming, but we all just can't hear if 900 people plus are on the call. So short of me and Alex on this call where we can mute it out, we might have some background noise on our side, but we always ask the people hit *6. *6 will mute out any background noise that you might have. Now, the degree to which you are coachable and you understand and respect that will be the degree to which you participate. So in an ideal world, I wouldn't have to mute out this call at all, meaning as you came in, you formed the habit of saying your first name and if you want to mention your last name, that's okay. If you want to mention the name of the state that you're calling from or anything else, like we had the Salt Lake guys saying, hey, we're in the house, you can do that and then kindly hit *6. Now, you'll know that you did it okay when you hit the *6. There's a gal in the background that says you are muted. And then if it was on a smaller call, you would hit *6 again, and you would be able to unmute yourself. So for all of you guys on Skype and for all of you guys on cell phones, you hit the star and then the 6. And on most keypads, the star and the 6 is below the number 7 on a regular phone. But on your cell phone, who knows where it is? Who knows on your cell phone? So the reality is if you hear you are muted, then you are muted. If you push some buttons and you don't hear you are muted, you are not muted. So we'll hear the wind going through your hair as you're driving in that convertible, or we'll hear the background noise and the ringing, and gosh forbid someone puts us on hold and you have on-hold music, or you go to three-way someone and they have on-hold music, we'll hear all that stuff too. So for some of the newer people, we'll apologize in advance that we won't be able to answer your questions as you're trying to ask them as 900 other people are coming on the call. And right now, Alex, we have over 1,000 people on this call. 1,000 people on a Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time is somewhat incredible. So we try to do some of the basic and generic training. So before Alex gets started, you'll want to write this down too. and I have to kind of, we'll share with you some fun stories from the red carpet event as well, but you want to write this down because you're going to have questions. We know people are going to have questions. And if you have a question you want to submit, you'll submit a question to questions@zeeklers.com. Questions@zeeklers.com. Now, this is not where you'll go and have your questions answered. We will pick some questions as we are on this call. We will answer the ones that we can. Because you sent an email will not mean it will be answered. We just try to do this so Alex can get a collection of the most frequently asked or unique questions, because we're building the library, if you will, of recordings where those things can be answered. So please don't be upset if you don't receive a reply. If there's over 1,000 people on this call, everyone has a question, I guess. So if you submit that, it will not be answered, and don't feel bad. We're not ignoring you. This is just the forum by which we can do certain things. So questions with an S at zeeklers.com. And I have to share with you, you guys have become a really, and I say guys just as a term, but everyone on the call, or mostly everyone on the call, has done an unbelievable job of managing the massive amount of people that come on these calls and the way they handle themselves. And I have to give you my accolades and my kudos and my congratulations and my heartfelt thank you for everyone trying to make this the best they possibly can. This is also could be used as a recruiting call, because if you live in a little sleepy town or your brother-in-law is a little bit skeptical or somebody else is trying to poo-poo the idea, having them on a call, just even listening to the intros or maybe the way we behave, if you will, on this call, they can see that this is a really credible opportunity for them to be able to make some changes in their lives. So as we get started, Alex, I just wanted to kick off Monday with kind of like a little bit of an intro of the way things are done. Alex, I will let you start with any announcements or whatever you want to cover, but some of the things I would like to cover is what happened at Red Carpet event moving forward. So you pick the agenda on this one. Go ahead, Alex.
All righty. Well, I'm just going to come out right out of the hopper because everybody's asking about this. The RPP is running. It's currently still running for last night's Daily Awards. Last I heard, it was about a third of the way through for last night's Daily Awards. It's predicted to finish running about 1:03 a.m., and at 1:03 a.m., that's when today's Daily Awards run will begin. So we will have caught up 7 hours by the end of yesterday's run, and then we will be starting with a little bit more of a leeway, and hopefully by Wednesday we'll be back to normal running times for the retail points pool. And the other thing everyone is asking about is you're seeing in the company pool, and the company pool is behind. So what happens when the company pool is behind? Your bids are in your bid give manager. You do have the option to manually give your bids away to each one of your customers in order to get the points. So if you're seeing that your points balance isn't increasing, but you're purchasing bids, go to your bid give manager and give those bids away. If all your customers are grayed out, then get more customers and manually give your bids away to those customers. Then you're not waiting on the company pool. So if you're seeing that your bid purchases are not becoming points because the company pool isn't distributing your bids, the quick fix is to go into your bid give manager, give them away, and you will earn the points. So if you're concerned, that's what you do. Otherwise, you sit and wait for the company pool. The company pool is a little over 24 hours behind. So if you would like to if you would like to manually give your bids away, you can, and that's the fastest path to cash to getting your points. Is manually giving your bids away. And if all your customers are grayed out, go get more customers, and you'll be able to give them bids.
Perfect. Okay, so Alex, I'm going to try to explain a little bit about this as well to a massive number of people, but I got to share with you an interesting story as we go.
Mm-hmm.
We came out with we had the Red Carpet event in North Carolina on Wednesday, and there are stories that are told, and then some people kind of pay attention, and then they make up their own stuff as we go along. So we were at lunch with Paul Burks, the company owner, what was it, on Friday, I think, Alex, and he says, who was the person that told people at the red carpet event that we bought an 8-story building for the home, a 10-story building for the home office? And I remember the story. So no one said we bought, when I say we, Ziegler bought a 10-story building for the home office. That was a story that was told by Greg Caldwell, the COO, who was kind of trying to give people a visual of what it was like to do. It was like he was saying things like, it's almost like we're a 10-story building and floor number 6, 7, 8, and 9 were missing relative to some of the changes that have been made. Well, I don't know how you go from it's kind of like a 10-story building where there are some floors missing to the home office just bought a 10-story building. And now there's people that are posting blogs about 10-story buildings. If anybody's ever been to Lexington, North Carolina, where the home office is, Alex, I don't think you could buy a 10-story building in Lexington. I don't think there's anything more than maybe 2 floors, maybe 3 floors tops, and that would be on Main Street. I don't think there's anything that big in Lexington, North Carolina. So I preface that to say, always check your sources, and then sometimes people are a little bit on the over-aggressive side in what they think they heard, so let me just kind of say it like this. So I have to preface that because that's some of the fun stuff that comes out. Like Paul says, who said we bought this building? I said, I was in the meeting the whole time. I don't even leave for bathroom breaks. The reality was no one said that. It was a story that Greg started telling, and yours would be the funnest, the weirdest home office, because according to that, you would have no floors on the top third of the office building, because Greg even said there was nothing on the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th as he was using his description. So let me kind of say that in reference to what Alex just mentioned a little bit earlier. There are computer servers of unbelievable size and speeds that do the calculations. But just like on your local computer, let me give you an example what this might be like. If you've ever noticed that sometimes your computers run a little bit slow and you might have to defrag. Or if you've had it on for a really long period of time and you say, I think I got to reboot. Well, that's not exactly how it works, but there are some occasions where you push the button, the automatic functions start working, and they're running behind. So I deal in my regular company with very large databases of stuff. And every time we add stuff to it, and every time there is a change made to the database many times needs to be what they call re-indexed. Just like on your local computer is probably the one that you're looking at. Your local computer probably needs to be defragged. Well, sometimes you push a button and you start working, and all of a sudden you say, geez, it's running slower than it was for whatever reason. And then it has to be modified or changed. Now, when you're dealing something as big as the database relative to the calculations that are being made, sometimes, like Alex is mentioning, they just run a little bit slower than usual. And when you have as many people who are as active as your crowd, we're talking about everything Zeek, when you're dealing with that, you are inevitably going to run across a button that's pushed that says, wow, this is taking a lot longer than it's supposed to, and then things just have to be kind of fixed and adjusted. So when you run across those things, Alex, we playfully say, people jump out the Zeek window as if the sky is falling. You don't have to worry about jumping out the Zeek window. The sky isn't falling. It's just a regular function of regular things. And though I'm not part of the tech department, anybody that deals with technology will realize that sometimes those things happen. So, Alex, what would somebody do to prepare? Oh, by the way, nothing's lost. It's just running behind. So that you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not being done. So the calculations are being done correctly. They're being caught up. It's just like anything else. It's just kind of catching up, just running a little bit slow. But, Alex, if there's something that anyone can do, just, again, if things are running behind so they don't get caught in the thing running behind and don't maybe have enough of whatever it is that needs to be whatever so it doesn't hurt them one way or another. So what would you do if you wanted to be somewhat proactive and you wanted to make sure that you had this handled so if it was running slow, you didn't have to worry about, oh my gosh, am I falling behind on something? So what
Absolutely.
would they do?
And this is with every instance that you see that you have purchased bids and you're not getting points, You go to your Bid Give Manager, and you can manually give the bids away. And you just use the drop-down. They will tell you how many bids you can give away to that person. You punch in that number into the field. You click Submit. The bids are given away to that customer, and you earn the points. So you don't need to sit around for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days going, what's going on? You can go into your Bid Give Manager and manually give the bids away. If your customers are all grayed out, then you need to sponsor some customers to give those bids away. The other thing that will stall your system is not having customers. You need to have customers to give bids away to in order to earn points. So if you've got bids sitting in your Bid Give Manager, you're going to have it right above the drop-down. It says you've got X amount of bids that generate points. Underneath that is the drop-down. You select how many bids you want to give away, and then the points are added to your retail points pool report, and you'll be able to see it instantly. So in the event that this happens, there's two things that you need. You're going to need your customers, and then you're going to need to go to your Bid Give Manager. You're going to have to start using that drop-down if you don't want to wait for the company pool. The company pool hasn't stopped. It's just behind. So you can sit and wait for your turn in the queue, or you can manually give your bids away if you want that instant gratification.
So what I heard is if you wanted to handle the emotional part of this, is just go out there and make sure you have plenty of customers to be able to give stuff away to.
Yep.
And the other thing that you would want to do is watch out for the ripple effect that will usually happen if you do not educate your team and the people in your business about what we just said. Now we have, Alex, there's probably almost 1,200 people on this call right now, maybe even more than that. And what your responsibility, so now I'm talking to each one of the 1,200, your responsibility would be to not to submit a support ticket, letting affiliate services know what's running behind. Chances are everybody already knows. And it's also to make sure that your team doesn't submit affiliate services support tickets, because that creates a huge ripple effect. And even though, yes, they know that they have to be handled, I'm sure somebody submits that ticket and then combines it with something else, and they have to be waded through. And just to go through the level of support tickets would put affiliate services further behind, and that would cause delays in real affiliate services things. So, Alex, can you just address that as far as on the ripple effect, when to submit a ticket and when not to?
Right, absolutely. If you have a specific, this could be considered a specific account issue if you don't understand the nature of the problem. However, if you have a specific account issue, that would be the time to contact affiliate services. If you're reporting on a technical glitch that you're experiencing, you're not the only one that's experienced it, and I'm guarantee you're not the first person that's told somebody about it. So in those instances, just assume that we know, and don't send in 20 tickets saying that this isn't working or that isn't working, and have your whole downline group say the same thing. Personal account issues, getting a status, you paid for your subscription, but the subscription didn't post. Those are issues that need to be addressed by affiliate services. You bought bids through Solid Trust Pay. The money was debited out of your Solid Trust Pay account, but the bids didn't post to your account. That's an affiliate services request. Those are the types of personal account issues that need to be addressed instantly. The RPP being behind, we are aware. Before someone sends in a ticket, there's at least 30 text messages that go out. And before those text messages, there's an email or there's Skypes or there's someone's been contacted. The same thing with the company pool. We're aware that the company pool is behind. Also assume that we are in the process of fixing it. We would never leave the company pool 24 to 48 hours behind and say, well, this is what it is. We are always in the process of fixing those things from the time that we find out the error.
I think it's fair to say that these things might run automatically, but they are not set automatically, and no one's watching. So the minute it's running slow, there are people in the home office, so the programmers are on top of this stuff. So they know it's running slow. So it's not like there's an automatic function that no one's paying attention to. People are on top of this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They lose sleep when it's running slow. They do everything they possibly can to make sure that this doesn't happen, but welcome to the world of technology. Sometimes things just happen. So, Alex, I think it's fair to say that, like you said a little bit earlier, if it's happening, the company already knows that it's happening as it's happening. There's no reason to submit a ticket. Now, you guys know that. We have 1,200 people, I'm sure, on this call right now. That you know it is wonderful, but now you have to make sure you get that message down to your people. And then through some of the changes that have been implemented, we'll make sure that what the home office uses for communication is implemented for you, so you'll be able to go to a place and find out. All right, so Alex, so having said that, let's just give the little brief recap of where people will go to get some of the questions answered. Number one is, of course, the main website, zeekrewards.com. You should write this down, and anybody in your business should make sure that they have this. So it's zeekrewards.com. The next one is zeekrewardsnews.com. zeekrewards.com has a lot of the questions to your answers, or answers to your questions, rather. zeekrewardsnews.com is a little bit like a blog. So that's where some daily postings will be. You have another one called zeekrewardsnews.com/training. So zeekrewardsnews.com/training. And then you have the support forum, which is on zeeksupport.zeekrewards.com. So let me clean that one up because I think I messed it up. zeeksupport.zeekrewards.com. So I use abbreviations when I type these things out or handwrite things out as I'm going to read them to you. So I use the abbreviation Z for Zeek and R for rewards. So if I'm going to scratch this out somewhere where I'll be able to remember it, it's ZR.com, standing for ZeekRewards.com, ZRN, standing for ZeekRewardsNews.com, ZRN.com/training, and then ZS.ZR.com for ZeekSupport.ZeekRewards.com. So to try to make sure no one just tries to go to ZR.com, I don't know who owns that, and it's probably taken. ZR for us means ZeekRewards.com. All right, Alex, I know there's going to be a call at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time that'll probably pack out. Do you want to address some of the announcements as a result of what happened at the red carpet event, or do you want me to cover that?
You can cover that, but before we jump into Red Carpet Wednesday recap really quick, I do want to let everybody know that the coding of the new renewals program finished around Friday last night, and as of Saturday afternoon, we have been running subscription renewals. So you can check your matrix, and that applies to Zeekler.com PRCs and Zeek Rewards affiliates. So subscriptions are renewing, and they've been renewing for the past 48 hours. So you want to check. You might want to check out your matrix, check out your sponsorship report, wherever you get commissions from subscription renewals. You may want to check those spots because renewals have been running.
That means commissions earned.
Yep.
That's good news. So they rewrite programs that are running slow so they can run faster is something you would have to do with a company that's growing as large as yours. Okay, so we're ready for red carpet announcements?
Let's go.
Okay. So red carpet events started as a result of Paul, the company owner, allowing people to go to the home office on Wednesdays, and he would take them to the local eatery, and they'd have chicken pot pie. And eventually you could just imagine that they kind of outgrew that relatively fast. So Dawn, COO at that time, she said, we got to get it out of home office because they're disrupting home office. They come in, they want to chat, we have a lot of business to be done, got to take it off premises. And she brought it to the local golf course, which was one of the only places in Lexington, North Carolina that somebody might be able to have any kind of a function. We are talking small town. Lexington, North Carolina, barely on the map, not a whole bunch of places that you can really go to. So there were a few hundred people in there, and you guys packed out the house. And I don't remember when the first one was. I think it was like May or June. I think it was May. And then we had to go bigger, so they had to go to Clemens, North Carolina, which has actually, I think they have a couple of hotels and a big facility at the place called the Village Inn. And they can hold a few hundred people, and we packed out that place. And then the next month we packed it out even further. And the last month, which just finished on the what was it, Alex? I guess it was on the 25th. That Wednesday we had probably over 1,000 people or close to 1,000 people in the room again. So the red carpet events have been wildly successful to have people come in and meet the staff and feel good about the things that are going on. And as your company is growing, it was almost predictable. The people they started with the company originally were never going to be the only people that ran the company, so the company would have to introduce some additional departments to be able to handle all these things. So your company actually grew significantly as far as infrastructure, and that was announced at the last red carpet event. So for all those people that would wonder, can a little sleepy company like yours who grew very, very large actually be able to handle the growth? The answer is a lot of stuff has been planned already and a lot of things have been taking place, and the inevitable and the obvious have happened. So if you want to write any of these things down, you certainly can. A while back, Dawn, the COO, hired people. She would ask people, who do we hire to do this? And there was never a worry about cost. It was, we want to make sure we do the right thing. So they hired the right attorneys. They hired the right compliance people. They hired the consultants. They did a lot of the right things behind the scenes. One of the people that they hired was a gentleman named Greg Caldwell, who's really, really, really good at compliance-related issues. It became inevitable that Dawn took over initially and said, these things have to be done, but really her main level of expertise wasn't in operations. Her main level of expertise and her genius is in many things, but really in marketing, in controlling and helping the sales force. That's really where her strengths are. So it would be inevitable that as they're figuring out banking and credit cards and all that sort of stuff, Dawn and many others grabbed the bull by the horns and got the job done. But Greg Caldwell has officially taken over as the COO of the company. So that meant good news for everyone on the phone. They hired a CTO, a Chief Technology Officer. So these things that are happening with RPP pools and things running a little bit behind, I'm not going to say they're going to go away, and they're certainly not going to go away overnight, but now you're going to have a staff of people that are focused only on that one thing. That's really good. So the next thing is that they hired a CFO, Chief Financial Officer, and that's really good because handling the money-related issues is a major endeavor that really needs to be handled by a staff of people. And now you have a CFO, a Chief Financial Operator. We already discussed the COO, and now you have Dawn, who has moved into the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer. So what's happening right now as we speak is the transition, which is good because all these people with all these new hats and responsibilities have to be briefed and debriefed by Dawn, a lot of what's happening. And you see those things happening right now, but in the next few weeks, we, and I say this we collectively, we're going to get Dawn back. And the beauty of having Dawn back is amazing things that will happen with your product, with your tools, with support, with a whole bunch of things. So this is really great news for you. So for those people that were always wondering, are they going to be able to handle this with the people that started the company? The inevitable answer was, of course not. But the right people have been put in the right place, and the benefit of that to you could be huge. So will it change things overnight? No. But I'm helping with the sales training, so I can help more with the stuff. Dawn can give it more attention. Alex can give it more attention. All of the people responsible for the auctions and all the people responsible for how they're sold and all the people that are responsible for a lot of the things now can fall into marketing. And other announcements like Z-Baits are going to be coming out, and I won't say anything about that as well as as that system is being in place, but your company took a huge step announced at the July meeting, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen in August at the next Red Carpet event, and then nationally at the Nashville, Tennessee National Convention. You're poised to be one of the fastest growing companies ever in the history of this industry if you're not already. But by the time you're done with the stuff that's being worked on right now, I don't want to say it the wrong way, I hope, for anybody else that might be working another company as well, but there's not going to be anything. I mean, you guys are going to be so far ahead of the competition, they can't even see your dust. And that might be a cliche, but that's going to be real relative to the things that I see so far. So besides the growing pains, Alex, and besides the challenges with delays and technology-related stuff, this move that was just announced at the Red Carpet event is huge. And you want as many people as you possibly can to hear it again at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight, as you'll hear Dawn's voice as well. Okay, Alex, that's it for me. Let's go over whatever else you want to cover on this call, including the questions that people have been submitting.
All right. Well, I think I've covered all the updates, and I'm going to just jump straight into questions. And the first question is, what are the figures that will be reported on the 1099 that we receive? The figures that are reported on your 1099 are your earnings. What constitutes an earning? Your daily awards, matrix commissions, commissions from the sales of bids on Zeekler. Anywhere that you receive a commission, that's an earning. And whether or not you choose to repurchase bids with those earnings, it's still considered an earning. What we give you at the end of the year along with your 1099 is a year-end summary report that shows you how many bids that you've purchased, which customers you've given those bids away to, all the ads that you've placed, and how much money you have actually taken, you have withdrawn to NXPay or SellTrustPay or Payza.
Perfect. So that means the money in, and this is using slang, guys, the money in on your 1099 is probably going to be a big number. And therefore, you're spending money on sample bids and other things that you're doing. That's the money out that you'll probably be able to use on whatever you're going to use as far as however you deal with your taxes. Now, as a company, they can't give you financial or tax advice, so you have to make sure you speak to somebody that understands that sort of stuff, so whether you're using software or accountants or whatever else it might be. But the most important thing is that you don't get discouraged if you say, oh, my God, when I say discouraged, a little bit of, how would I say, unsettled, because many people have probably never seen a 1099 the size of the 1099 that they'll probably get, especially if they're making a lot of money with the company. So money in is on your 1099. How you handle it is going to be based on your tax situation specifically, and there's a lot of different people on the call, so we couldn't possibly give any kind of advice there. But just expect it to probably be a pretty big number if you have a really big organization. Fair enough to say, Alex?
Fair enough to say.
And just imagine the disclosure statements.
Yeah.
So the income disclosure statements are absolutely going to be phenomenal.
I agree. I'm nervous about the income disclosure statement.
Yes.
And the next question is, when and how are tickets made available for Red Carpet Wednesday? Tickets for the next upcoming Red Carpet Wednesday are going to be sold on August 1st. I don't know the time off the top of my head. However,
it was stated noon. It was stated noon Eastern time. Noon
Eastern, okay. And there's going to be a link that goes live. I believe there's going to be a post on Zeek Rewards News. And the last Red Carpet Wednesday sold out in 4 hours, so I would be ready at 10 minutes till, 15 minutes till, with waiting for that post to go live or that link to go live and act right then and there, because in 4 hours, last Red Carpet Wednesday sold out.
And Alex, I don't think it would be too shocking for anyone to think that if there's 1,000 people that are probably going to be able to attend, probably 10,000 people are going to be sitting on their computer, and all of them are going to be pushing a button at exactly the same time. So everything blows up when you guys do anything. So don't expect it to be smooth and easy.
Right. We'll probably crash the form.
Yeah, you're going to crash everything. So just don't be surprised, and when that happens, just say, we told you. So we handle awkward moments in advance. There's very few things that can handle the monster that has become Zeek relative to, anybody pushing buttons at exactly the same time. So it'll be, I don't know, Alex, how we're going to handle that or how that's being planned on being handled, but just expect it to happen.
Yeah,
okay.
Expect it to happen. That's the best advice.
Yeah, just expect it to happen. Okay, so now on the other hand, for Nashville, you have probably a little bit more time because it's not going to be a special announcement, but Nashville will fill up fast, I am sure. I don't have a head count on the total number. That's still being kind of worked out, but there'll be the VIP tickets, and they call them the VIP tickets, and then the general admission, and the ZIP tickets are going to probably sell out really super-duper fast. And, Alex, they'll probably have a couple hours to be able to do the regular ones. But I could just imagine that, with 8 or 12 or whatever thousands of people trying to buy tickets at the same time, it's going to be just as crazy.
Absolutely. And there were some people that were asking about dates, and I'll give you the dates, but you were asking for dates to plan and arrange hotel bookings. I would not book a hotel until you have purchased a ticket. That's a really strong policy. Don't buy or make hotel reservations unless you in fact have a ticket, because if you bank on that and then you don't get a ticket, now you've got a hotel book that you spent money on and you don't have a ticket to get to the event, and you're not allowed in if you don't have a ticket. And especially at the convention, it's going to be just as strict as if it is at Red Carpet Wednesday. So don't make hotel bookings until you actually have a ticket.
And for those people that might be wondering the dates, it's going to be the second weekend in November. So if you were looking at a calendar, you probably need to be there on Thursday the 8th, unless there's other special things planned. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is definitely the event, and they have some really cool things that are planned. You give Dawn an opportunity to be able to put that thing together. You're going to see amazing things. But if you were circling dates on your calendar, it's the second weekend of November. But you probably plan on being there at least on Thursday. So you might be starting to take a look at flights and all of those different types of things, or if you're driving and making plans. But make sure you just have to tell your sales force that this isn't the kind of thing that's just going to be able to last minute, buy. It just won't happen. They'll have to buy it months in advance, probably schedule their other things months in advance. And if whether there's 8 or 12,000 people there, it's a convention center, so the hotel rooms will book up fast. It's not kind of like the thing that people are going to be able to not plan ahead. So, Alex, okay, so that's that. Oh, so we got the red carpet event handled. That's on the 22nd of August, and then we're talking about, that's a Wednesday, and then we just spoke about Nashville. What other questions might people have?
Right, and that is it. That's all this event and convention-related questions that I see so far. And the next question is, when you record daily training calls Monday through Thursday, where do I send my affiliates who couldn't get on the calls because the lines were full? We can't find the recorded calls. I've been telling you that I'm going to get the calls up, and now I actually have a timeline. Within 48 hours, I should have the month of July's calls uploaded to the training website. So come to the Wednesday training call, and I will tell you exactly where to go to find and hear those calls. And then hopefully by the end of this week, I should have July, June, and May up, and we should also be current with all recording calls as well. So just hang in there 48 more hours, and you will see the calls again. And the next question is, my wife and I have 2 separate accounts, and we're looking to close her account, and I would like to move her points and matrix from her account to another account. Can this be done? No, this cannot be done. We don't absorb accounts, and so if your wife is looking to close her account, you can't absorb her matrix, and you can't absorb her points balance. We don't have anything in place to do that. So if she's closing her account, she's forfeiting her account, and otherwise I would recommend that she at least keep her account open unless you're stacking, and then she's going to change sponsorship and still keep her account. You don't need to necessarily deactivate her account. If you're stacking, you can have the sponsorship changed to your sponsor and still both work your businesses. How long do I need to keep the email confirmation submitted back to me when I post my daily ads as required? I would keep all the email confirmations that you get. You can create a folder in every type of inbox that's available and call them ad posting confirmations and just put them all in there. Because in the event that one of your ads gets deactivated, because you were out of compliance, you can at least go back and validate and have those kinds of paper trail of all your ads. So I wouldn't recommend getting rid of them. I would just recommend that you go and file them somewhere in your inbox for your own record, too, as well.
Well, it's also good confirmation that you're actually doing work.
Right.
So you're not treating it as a hobby. You're treating it as a business. And now
Right, exactly.
Now you'll have the written confirmation that, yes, you worked on your business every day.
Can you tell us if the rules have changed for customers who purchase bid packs and what the affiliate earns from them? The website says the affiliate earns 1 point per bid purchased and a 20% commission. However, affiliate services says it has changed and it's only a 20% commission. Can you explain? That was an error by whoever said that. If a customer purchases bids on Zeekler.com, you receive a 20% commission and you receive a matching point for every dollar spent on bids. So if they bought 100 VIP bids, which is $1 a bid, you would get a $20 commission and you would earn 100 matching points. That is the exact way bids are commissioned out from bid purchases from customers are commissioned out to affiliates. Can you please address the new RPP qualifier? There are rumors abound, and I would like to get some facts to pass on my group. If you're referring to Z-Baits, all I know is that it's going to be built on purchasing power, and that's the extent of what I know. And I guess at this point we could just say what Peter always says, which is if you don't know all the variables, then the only possible conclusion that you could draw is probably incorrect. And until there has been the post on Zeek Rewards News or the call done by Dawn that's announcing the launch of Z-Baits and all the qualifiers, everything at this point is speculation, and you just tell people to wait until the official comments from the company have released. I mean, right now it's just the rumor mill that's churning up whatever they feel like churning up, and they don't have any of the information. I mean, I don't even have all the information, so nobody else could have the information besides Dawn and Paul. Right, and the next question is, will we be able to pay our subscription with new cash balance? Yes, you can pay your subscription with your cash available. You can, it says, when you click, when you're in your RPP report, next to cash available, assuming that you have money in cash available is actually a link. You click on that, and then on the next page, there's a page that says, click here to pay my silver, gold, or diamond subscription. Click on that link, and it will, and then you can set how many dollars you want to put away to set aside for your subscription. And the next question is, when and how can we pay for our compliance/training videos through cash available? I believe that button's going to be going up soon. Our master programmer and a handful of the team were rewriting the renewals program because it's important to have renewals running. And in the meantime, that was down, and hopefully, maybe by tonight, we'll have that link back up for everybody to use cash available to purchase the video, the You Get Paid to Advertise system and the compliance course. Bid Give Manager appears to be running behind. My upline has told me that if all bids are not given away by 5 p.m., they are lost forever. Is this true? The answer to that question is no. Your bids will sit in your Bid Give Manager until they're given away or you've used them in the auctions. There is no cutoff for the time that you need to give your bids away, so you can inform your upline that that is not a valid statement and that your bids will always stay there until they're either given away or used in the auctions. When will the new video series be made mandatory for all affiliates? It is currently mandatory. All existing affiliates in Zeek Rewards have a 30-day free trial. When that 30-day free trial is up, you will be required to upgrade to the $29.95, assuming that you haven't done so. And for all new affiliates subscribing, the price is built right into the form. So everybody that is currently an affiliate in Zeek Rewards is currently experiencing a 30-day free period of the whole system, and from that point, when the 30 days are up, you will be forced to purchase the package. When you upgrade from silver to gold...
Yeah. Alex, if we can just kind of add a little bit to what you just mentioned. I don't know the details, and I don't know if they've been actually worked out yet, but for some people in faraway countries, they don't operate maybe at the same level as people in the U.S. or maybe more affluent countries can. So there's some adjustments being made for international people relative to being able to buy the movies and not have to worry about the English-speaking compliance course, and there's going to be a reduced fee for them. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's actually been inked out, but they're working on something for people in countries where maybe they, a $30 charge would be a lot to them all at one time. So I don't know what the number is, but it's going to be reduced. And again, you'll see that coming down, I'm sure, in writing somewhere as well. I think they're still working out the details of that. As that's a legitimate concern for some people in different countries that, they make $2 a day on average in their regular thing, and then maybe $30 for a one-time shot is just too much for them.
Right.
Can you clean up whatever I just said?
Yes, and there is something that's being worked out. I don't know the logistics. I believe the compliance course is going to be taken off, assuming that you're an international affiliate that's not promoting to people in the U.S. I believe the fee for the compliance course will be waived, and then there's something special that Don's working out with the guys from USHBB to get in for international affiliates to get the video marketing system. I don't know all the specifics. They're still being worked out, but it is something that's in the works. And the next question is, when you upgrade from silver to gold, or when you upgrade from gold to diamond, do you get more bonus points? The answer to that question is no. You only get bonus points on sign-up. It's a one-time act now sign-up incentive. So if you go from silver to gold, you do not get additional bonus points. If you're a gold subscriber and you upgrade to diamond, you do not get additional bonus points. It's for the people that take action right then and there that get the additional bonus points.
And Alex, how does somebody handle it if for whatever reason they were timed out or that whole system didn't work and they kind of missed out on that? What is the recommended procedure so they don't get missed out on those bonus points?
Absolutely. If you ran into an issue where your credit card wasn't being accepted and you missed the 15-minute cutoff to get your bonus points, you can either create an affiliate services ticket and request the bonus points from there, or you can go to zeek support.zeekrewards.com. I believe they have a thread there for people with missing bonus points. Those are two avenues that you can go and pursue and find and get your bonus points credited to your account in the event that you ran into upgrade issues along the way and you missed them on the 15-minute timer. And the next question is, can we enroll in our own auction site to bid in the auctions, and can we give ourselves bids to play with from the back office? No, you cannot enroll on your own auction website. That would be stacking, and you would also be violating the two-account rule. As well, you wouldn't be able to give yourself bids to play in the auctions. However, if you want to participate in the auctions and you are an affiliate, you can go to zeekr.com and log in with your Zeek Rewards credentials, purchase a bid pack, and participate in the auctions. When I upgraded to Diamond, the welcome name on my zeekr.com page became that of my girlfriend's. Is this because she's my upline? Is she my upline? Okay. Well, first, did your girlfriend sign you up? If she signed you up, then she's your upline. The other reason why her name could be showing up on your screen is if you used her computer and she already had an account. If that's the case, I would delete your cookies and log back in and see if it's now showing your information instead of hers. And the next question is, I understand that the company pool is running behind and that I can give the bids manually, but since I have a bid advance, what can I do? I would think that the bids I have will be reducing my bid advance, but that's not happening either. Received my payment through NXPay. Okay. I also know of several people that have a bid advance. The bid advance is specifically tied to the company pool. So if the company pool is behind, then bids that you're purchasing aren't paying back your bid advance because the company pool handles that automated portion of a bid advance. So even though you have a bid advance, you can still manually give bids away to your customers. When the company pool is back up to speed, it will then take any future bids that you purchase against the bid advance, and you'll get the points. But however, since bid advance is specifically tied to the company pool and the company pool is behind, that would be why you see that you've got bids and you've got a bid advance, but you're not getting points.
Okay, Alex, and we're sitting at almost an hour, so maybe one or two more questions, and then we'll be back here tomorrow as well.
All right, and this is another convention-related question. Will you have blocks of rooms for the convention? I believe we will have sets of rooms available for the convention. I don't know all the specifics. As much as Peter and I have disclosed on these calls is as much as known currently. When we know more, there's going to be more information released. And okay, hey Alex, a lot of people are concerned because Contact Affiliate Services link in our back office now redirects to the Get Satisfaction forum instead of Affiliate Services Center, where you could submit a ticket. Could you address this? Okay, if you happen to do that on the weekend, that's exactly what you experienced. However, it's now Monday, and you can go directly to Affiliate Services. Also, temporarily, issue track went down, so we get the support community in the interim while we got the issue track system back up online. It's not a permanent thing. However, the support forum, you can get the vast majority of your questions answered and problems handled, for anywhere from topic-based questions to bonus points issues to missing commissions and things like that. They've got a little system worked out in there. And so we are handling a good majority of things that are happening in affiliate services. We are also just trying to take a load off over there. And we're getting faster turnaround time on answers to questions. So don't be discouraged if you ever see the support community forum pop up, because that's where you can get support. And Peter, that is it for today.
Perfect. Okay, good. So I'm going to push a couple of buttons over here. We're going to stop the recording in just a second, but remember that at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Alex, you know if Dawn's going to be able to be on that call?
I believe she's going to be on the call.
Okay, so at 9:30 Eastern, you'll hear kind of like some stuff from Dawn. And that call would be packed out, so you might want to get in about 15 minutes early, because I'm sure about 5 minutes too, you're not going to be able to get on the call. Do as many three-ways as you possibly can, and Alex, I'm going to say thanks for being here. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and we're going to shut this off. Thanks, guys.
Your conference recording has stopped.
Thank you, Peter. Bye.